Is there a story behind that image?
Well, unfortunately, it's not that coherent. I remember when I wrote it, and it seemed to. It was.
Like, where were you when you wrote it?
Oh, I was on the floor. And I got the little riff for it, and I'll take you through it. Like the verses are in this minor key and C minor, the most power ballady of all keys, and I was on the floor and feeling like, oh man, I've messed up. What am I doing to the woman I love? My wife, my beautiful wife. What am I doing? And then
had something happened?
No, just usual shit. I'm an irresponsible person. It was just probably just getting too loaded one night, getting too drunk, and not letting her know that she's the most wonderful person in the world. That kind of thing. I want her to have everything, and I want her to feel that I'm doing everything for her. And I woke up one morning and hang on, look around me, what's there? A couple of bottles over there, and flecks of blood and vomit everywhere. I think, hang on, that's really not the best way to show somebody. So getting away and writing a tune, and then suddenly I think, okay, maybe if we go to this big major change, a major key for the chorus, something which I've never really done, I think. And I knew when I was writing it, felt like, this is really different territory for me. This sounds like a big song, grand, but I just felt myself doing it, and my hands moving, and oh, down what I think on the head, and I didn't know what it was. It was all writing itself, and I thought, okay, this isn't the best, lyrically the best thing to do, but it was just emotional, it was some way of saying, fuck, baby, we're in it, and we're in having some dull old times here, because some people don't want to see you bloody happy, And that Rogers and his wife, they're a bit bloody happy. Let's see what they can do to mess them up. And but some way in the chords of that chorus, and it being all big and grand, is my way of saying, come on, baby, let's go. There's hope, and I'm being pretty sketchy here, but
And the thing I noticed about the song is it's obviously got something definite to say, but you've got a few stray lines in there that are just there because of what they're there for their own sake, and they're kind of obscure.
Yeah. Well,
they're just lines that are good lines for the sake of for themselves.
They're in the flavour of the thing, I find if I went and edited and tried to make a complete story out of particularly a song like that, pop song, I'd just drive myself nuts. I almost have to put those lines in there that are, you're on this spot, and you go off there a little bit and you come back. It's nothing else just to save my own sanity or something, because to keep at that level of intensity, and even though they may not seem like intense lines, to me they are, it's talking about real shit going on here, and if I kept it that way, it'd just be too much, and I need to, for my own mind, to go off there sometimes, whether that's cowardice or lack of energy or concentration or whatever. Maybe it's just concentration, but I just feel compelled to do that. Suddenly, breath in and let's go back.
Yeah. Do you keep a notebook of stray lines like that?
Yeah, there's stacks of them. Tricks. I wish I could make songs out of them, because there's some great ones, and they don't often make. Oh, they're great. Yeah.
They obviously think that just come to you and they appeal to you just because of that little spark, or just a little bit of light.
Yeah, they do come. But I remember reading this thing, Costello, one of those pricks, saying, you need to just have one good line, and that's got them. And I thought, that's not enough for me. I want there to be, a bunch of good stuff in there, and he's good. He can say whatever he likes, but I don't want the feature of the song just to be one good line. Now I'd still do that, but I haven't got it. I'm nowhere near where I want to be as a songwriter.
Where do you want to be?
Well, just I listen to guys that I think I've been saying to people all day. I listened to the Augie March record yesterday. Funny they're on the same record company. But I listened to that record yesterday and I was so fucking moved by it. I was a mess for the whole day because it was so beautiful, some of the songs on that record, that it totally destroyed me for the rest of the day. In a way that I still get kind of, a bit freaked out by it. Now that hasn't happened to me with a record since I heard, I think, Sabu the Elephant Boy by John Prine. And just songs that mess you up for days, and I just want to. There isn't someone that I want to be like, or I just. Pop Kelly's not too bad, is it? I just want to write more of them that are better. Write an album full of, and every song I friggin' love, and I'm close to that with this record than ever. But I don't think I'm going to get there. Twin Set was really friggin' close, I love that record, a lot, and this one's even closer.
So, are there more personal songs on the album?
Not obviously so, because I'll write some lines and there's a song on the end of the line, and it's pretty much saying this band's going to be here till the friggin' end of the line against the unimaginable, the imaginary enemy that we've got. We always feel like we're underdogs when, we're that bloody good, and I'll write songs like that. It's all celebration. You pass over that bottle. We're going to be here in your corner. We're going to be, here, rock and roll forever, that kind of thing. And that, to me, is personal because that's what I'm all about. That's how I won the hand of my wife, by being a sweaty a singer in a sweaty rock and roll band, and it's brought everything good to me. It's brought me closer to people I really, really enjoy their company, and it's brought me the best moments of my life, and some of the worst as well. But so to me that's personal, but it's not saying, it wouldn't sound as if I'm being that personal. But I don't want to write throwaways anymore.
So, do you feel that passionate about You Am I that you'll keep them together no matter what?
No. I feel that passionate about You Am I that I'll always love it, but I don't know whether we'll always be together. I want it to be that way, but it's obviously not. What I'd love to do at some stage is, I think what I want to do at some stage is give the band a different name, maybe get another player, and the four of us stick together and just call ourselves the Temperance Union and go and do something different. But I like playing Berlin Chair every night. I like playing all those other tunes that we play every night. I love the friggin' band. I hate it sometimes, so, just whatever reason.
Is that what happens to a band after a long period? That you have the Berlin Chairs and those sort of songs that you can't not play, and there becomes less and less room to move?
Well, I'm not sure. I feel like we've got infinite room to move at the moment, just because we're not that successful. Where, the band's name is around, and that people have said, respected and all that. But I know how awful we can be, and I just don't feel like that there's any expectation for us other than that we'll put on an energetic rock and roll show at the moment. And I think that just the past couple of years, because we haven't put out anything, and a lot of bands are just so much bigger and getting a lot of attention and all that we can just dilly around, and make a racket and do what we want to do. Just so happens that what we want to do isn't that much bloody different than what we did 8 years ago. So we're lucky that We're not, suddenly futurists or into free jazz or something. We're still into the same, generic rock and roll music. Well, I am anyway. I think those guys are.
Is it important for you to succeed in America or internationally?
No, not anymore. If we do, it'd be great. The only time when I think it's important is when I read a fucking rock magazine and see these pricky, tonty rock bands, that do really well, and you go, oh, bloody hell, Christ, and I would love to be able to play every night and all that, but it's just not that. I mean, I'd love it, it'd be great, I can't deny that, but I don't want to wreck my life and my family's life because of it, striving for success in America. Look where it friggin' leads you, I look around and I see people playing in this town that, earn a crust out of making music and writing songs, and not bloody many, but they get by, and they're people I admire. I don't, their lives and the way they've kept them together, and they, get their families together and all that, and if we have made it, done something in America 4 years ago, I'd be a friggin' mess by now, it just wasn't together. I thought I was together as a person, and it just wasn't at all. Just be a dickhead.
Do you ever feel Australian, a product of Australia, when you're in America?
Oh yeah, bloody oath.
Yeah, what is it as you're playing? Maybe what might it be about your mind that well, this couldn't have happened from any other country?
Couldn't pull it apart for you. Just an irreverence, I think. I wound up in a Halloween party in Memphis 2 years ago and saw these bands playing that were young kids sort of just sloppy punk rock bands, and it was the closest thing I'd seen to American bands, to Australian bands in America ever. It was just an irreverence, really. I've been, grabbed by bouncers in clubs in America who chastise me for swearing, or people saying, "Oh my God, you must have been drunk," or what's going on? It's like, no, it's just, we just don't take ourselves that seriously, or I mean, we take ourselves seriously, but just some kind of let go of self-importance. Or Americans and a lot of English bands always have their eyes, this eye on the crowd and that eye on the record company, and whether it's, we want to release a big bullshit record and sell 1 million records, but you just don't play for that reason, you're just not sucking up all the time, or you haven't got your image all sorted before you start, and just these little things, like it's pretty obvious as I'm talking to you, I haven't really got a clue, but just irreverence is the first word that comes to my mind, in that you're aware that you're just a fucking rock and roll band and you're lucky to be there,
Because it seems to me early in your career you paid homage to the records you used to listen to when you were younger, and in more recent times you've gone out of your way to discover your Australian roots.
Yeah, possibly. I was just having exposure to...
I mean, maybe I'm just thinking of that one isolated situation where you were recording She's So Fine in America.
They were just the pick of the bunch, I love the sound of his records, and R&B influence, his pop, and more than being Australian, but these were just jams, great. And the Australian thing's more probably been from being away and listening to guys like Paul or Mick Thomas or God, you could reel them off. I wish I could. And just getting genuinely kind of affected by those records, and what is it about those records that makes you feel emotional? And it's just a lyrical bent or an affectation or something. And I thought, gee, if I could write a song like that, I'd feel pretty happy with myself. And so maybe aping those guys and going for a bit of that, maybe.
I think we should go back to the solo album, because I think that's a pretty pivotal moment in
Australian rock and roll history.
No, for you, and what's happened since.
Yeah, I don't know what came of it. I had a lot of fun doing it, and Russ and Andy have consistently told me that it was a great thing for me to do, and that it was a good timing as far as the band goes, and I liked the record and loved the tour.
So what was it, that the need to do a solo record or the want to do one, or was it that set of songs and the situation that produced the songs?
Yeah, the situation that set up the songs, and I was here and had a bit of time, and I was pretty intoxicated by the amount or the quality or the fact that there were musicians in this town that were around and playing and had studios in their basements, and it just seemed to coincide with the fact that I'd been through a sad experience and wrote a lot of songs about it, and had been through the process of recording the almost fourth record and doing a lot of work on it, and just wanting to record something that was simple and acoustic and you could set up in the corner and do it. And you and I had always prided themselves on, hey, look, we could play this Budokan or that stadium, or set up in your corner and still, knock you off with, just set up, plug in, go. And we don't need any masses of technology to get our point across. But I even wanted it to be simpler, and I wanted it to be just right, not even plug anything in, and write some songs that allowed me to go out and play gigs like that. Here's some guitar, set me up a bar tab, and let's make a night of it. And that's where the record.
And it allowed you to indulge a country feel, like there's a big country and western influence on that record that we haven't had before, or maybe just been hints of it.
It's just more, for lack of a better term, just folk. I think the country element just comes from the instrumentation, and the chords for you on my songs have always been very simple, and with just little inversions on the chords that have made them sound contemporary or pop or rock and roll, when it has just been very, very simple. And I took all the little affectations of those chords out and kept it very, very simple. G's, C's, occasional little shift here, and that's where the record's at. If I played them in a different tempo and with a band in mind, it would have been a You and My record, but I was playing them with the musicians that played on the record, and was, I admit, was just intoxicated with the players that played on the record and the bands that they played with, and I wanted a bit of that, I want to play at the Rainbow Hotel on a Tuesday night every week. Wednesday here, Thursday there. I'd want it to be like this is what it's supposed to be, not this, labouring over a record and let's set up a tour. It's like, come on, gig next Tuesday, let's go. And so what I do, made the record and then, did a tour where it's like, all planned and...
And one of the musicians on the record and in your live performance was David.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems to be, that's why the record's kind of important to what's happened.
Yeah, I guess it was. It kind of broke him in, really, and touring-wise. And I met David through at a UMI show, and he was doing some tablature stuff for the website for UMI Central, and met him through that. And I don't know why it became so simple, that why it just fell into that David started playing with Twinset and then with UMI. I think it was just that he was a UMI sort of person, you know. He was somewhat like us, and he was a little bit socially retarded and lived for I mean, I've said that to a number of people, and they find it a little odd, but I mean, just this, you know, we're nice people, and you know, we're sociable, but we're never more comfortable than when we're with each other, and we're talking about rock and bloody roll and with each other. That's the only time I see us as being immensely comfortable, and apart from with our, you know, our partners and our wives and all that. And so Dave, you know, did the Twinset tour, and we had a ball, and
was your first contact with him as a musician or as someone who wanted to do the UMI website?
Well, I've met him, and we talked about nothing, probably about beer, and then he played on stage with us for a tune. You know, I was like, oh, I didn't want to play a guitar, and Dave jumps up and ends up playing this song better than I could while I was out the front singing, and we were aware that, you know, this great guitarist and young, and then I just thought, well, bloody hell, you know, I've wanted to play with another guitarist for a while. So,
well, that's the thing, that for a long time you've been toying with another member of the band. You know, like you've had fourth members on keyboards, and you know, you've been trying to expand the UMI lineup for quite a while.
Been trying to cushion myself there. Yeah. Just as a, you know, someone who just as a musician, I guess, you know, wanting to play off people. I love. I was being through this that while I'm out there singing, and it's all, on your Berlin shirt, and anyway, and I want, you know, I love looking over at the guys, and Andy's into his thing, and he doesn't look at me much, but Russ and I exchange glances, and I want someone else to look at, and, you know, hey, cheeky, check out this, and he does the same to me, and all that playing off. I mean, I guess that's what it's all about. That's what you're in a frigging band for, you know, be playing with people and interacting with those people, and getting off on that. And yeah, I have been kind of craving to play with somebody, another guitarist or other instrument.
Does it also add scope in the studio?
Yeah.
It's a famous thing of three-piece bands needing something else in the studio, like Cream. Way back, you know, like three-piece bands have always been good on stage, but need something else in the studio. Yeah,
well, I don't listen to many. I've never listened to any three-piece bands. I'd like hearing the double guitar thing going on. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm being really simplistic, but it's just I was looking for that. I was, you know, I'm a bigger Stones fan than a Who fan. You know, like I want to hear that kind of clash of guitars and other instruments going on. And with Dave got that, and also because I want to be surprised by our own records. You know, I could write the parts and write the guitar parts and do all that myself, but you know, I want to be surprised by it. You know, I don't want to hear a record as a completion of my what I've been thinking about for the past year, and this is the product of my labours. And well, I want to have a UMI record that I want to drive to, and I want to get off to, you know, and if I've played, you know, the guitar bits and worked out this, and I'm not going to get it. So I write the songs and the skeleton of it, and then I say, right, you know, do what thou wilt.
Well, after the solo album came the live album, and when that came out, I thought that whether you intended it or not, that had to be the end of an era. You know, because you were kind of summing up the records up till then, giving us those songs live, and whatever you did next was going to have to be some step into the future.
It wasn't planned, definitely it wasn't at all. I mean, maybe that's what... I can't even remember who came up with the idea. I mean, my idea is always, hey, let's get your yayas out. Great, yeah, Madison Square Garden available. You know, it's not thinking, oh, okay, we've got to... This is the sum up. My comment at the time was, well, it beats making the greatest hits record because we haven't had any hits and blah, 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 you know. Let's do it as a live album. In retrospect, maybe, well, I'll be able to see it objectively in a couple of years, and maybe that's the way it's going to look, and all that, and great. But if this next record's a leap into the future, well, you know, it's not a big step, you know, because it's it's a good friggin' rock and roll record, and hopefully just the only thing that's different is that there's more songs that are better, and that it sounds better, and that there's all that, but the instrumentation is as basic as hell, and our only plan for this record was always to sing from your gut, play from your gut. You know, we're not going to, if I'm wasting my body organs because of this, you know, I want it to be I'm not satisfied not to come off after a take of a song or after every gig and with my gut is hurting because that's where I'm singing from. You know, I hate smart rock and roll and things like that. I like it from the guts. And I know I'm not there yet, you know, but that's where I want to friggin' be, and I'm going to, you know, keep going down and digging and until I've got it, you know, and everything just comes from there. And then, you know, I think, well, that I've done something in life, you know.
Earlier you used the expression an enforced period of hibernation for you and mine. What was that? Why?
Oh, we thought we were ready to make the record, and I was probably pretty full of myself, thinking that everything I was writing was great. Tim, there's only 4 words in the song. Doesn't matter. It's got a great riff. You know, where's your spirit? And the label that we signed with in America were wanting some songs with choruses and hooks and things like that, and I couldn't write them, you know. And we were coming up with 14, 15 songs that we thought were great, but in retrospect weren't, and that's kind of delayed things a little bit. It's a bit of a mess, really, you know, because we started the record with Ed Buller and didn't kind of work out, you know. We were just approaching records from different places, you know, and I'll find out in time that, you know, I just wasn't writing any good songs, you know. I was spent, you know, and just needed to start writing some good songs, you know, because I guess we're a band that's, you know, we've got these big ass record deals and stuff, and I guess people are wanting a big ass record from us, and I'd always just thought we were a great little rock and roll band. So,
and in the end, what do you think you've got? You know, like, we haven't heard it, but you have.
So you wait. It's a great soulful rock and roll record, and soulful in one prick from Kalgoorlie, another one from Fremantle, and one from Wellington, and another one from Baronia could make. With number 4 record, we were saying, yeah, man, we're soulful. Yeah, we've got these guys from Memphis playing on the record, and, you know, we were playing so much in America that we were thinking, hey, you know, we're another band, you know. This one's hopefully just a little, it's a better You or My record than the other ones have been, you know. We're not trying to be anyone else other than ourselves. And it's all over the place. Damage isn't indicative of the whole record at all. And Open All Night, the other songs that's out at the moment, you know, I guess it's part of our perverse way that we shoot ourselves in the foot. Hey, you know, we feel like we're the greatest rock and roll band ever. Let's make the big orchestral ballad first song. but we just wanted to. There was something about Damage that really we felt very affectionate about, and we loved the song. And the first time I played it to the guys, they were all over it and wanted to, Kenny, it's a great one, good on you. So we said, bugger it, let's just go with the best song.